chaos continues. Though Sabo wins, that's the only way we'll get the 4-way tiebreaker.
And both our runners starting in Link's house today and just picking up 20 rupees.
And both are going to go straight for the Uncle Sword. So they're both going to grab the Uncle Sword. We'll see if they go right into escape after this. Sabo trying a tree pull, but he hasn't killed anything yet.
That's interesting. I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
So both runners have their sword. Little Helmasaur and a anti-fair to dodge. They get some bombs to start. So on the off chance they can go straight to escape, they could check the back. Otherwise, there's their cack bombs.
Except it looks like Sabo's just gonna go straight out and use them as cack bombs. Oh, and Master Sword and Sanctuary. That's very nice.
Yep, they already have 2 of their max 3 swords. Or Sabo at least has 2 of his max 3 swords.
And I have to imagine it won't be too long before Jet checks Sanctuary. It's kind of the logical thing to do after he gets however far into escape he can get.
Yeah, exactly. So, with a sword already... Oh, get a crab down there. That's 2 hearts of damage. With a sword already, you can kill 7 of 10 bosses in Randomizer. So, diving dungeons early isn't a huge risk. There is still a chance to run into a boss that you can't kill. But with Master Sword, you can safely dive, and you can safely dive even more with that hammer.
I was just about to say, yes. No shortage of weapons here in the early game.
But so this is interesting. If they get a lamp, I think an early play is going to be the Eastern. We haven't seen a map check yet, though. But yeah, technically, when you technically with just that sword, you can go into and clear Eastern. I think it might logically want you to still have the bow, but you can clear it without the bow potentially.
Well, logically, it wants you to have the lamp before you can clear Eastern, but these players can easily do dark rooms. And there's the mirror.
Very nice find down there. Dark rooms, Randomizer, that's another thing. Sometimes you get nice dark rooms, sometimes you get dark rooms of pain.
Yes, I suppose a dark room full of Hinoxes, would be pretty painful.
Well, Hinox actually aren't too bad because I think you can see them in the dark. It's when you get spikes and rollers and all that stuff that you can't see that it becomes bad.
Oh, I didn't even realize that there were certain enemies you can see in the dark. That I don't have too much experience with full Randomizer. I'm more used to the Chaos Boss only Randomizer.
Fair enough. But so far, Kek's loaded. Power Glove and Flute in the well. And sab0tender is going to activate that. And we have a unique item in the Lumberjack. The single arrow. I think that's what your chat usually wants, right? A single item or a unique item on Lumberjack, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be totally worth beating Aga just to get that single arrow.
Oh, there's our map check. I saw a red crystal at Desert, a pendant at Hera, and a blue crystal, I think, at Eastern.
I was too busy admiring the guards in the chicken hut.
So, almost through our CAC checks. Sable's gonna check the back of the tavern as Jet's just starting his. So, as much as we've gotten so far, we haven't got much that opens anything yet. With the hammer and the gloves, we are Moon Pearl away from Zarbold, at least.
And with the mirror and the hammer and the flute, all of Light World Death Mountain is in logic.
That's true, actually, yeah. So Death Mountain is a play they could make right now. But Sable's going to go traditional. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it also means that if the Tower of Hera Big Key isn't in the basement, then Hera's beatable. And that was a convenient flipper find.
Oh, there's Bombos. So that puts Cold Stare as beatable now. So at this point...
Go ahead.
All right. At this point, we still need weapons for Argus and Trinix.
I was just going to say, it's quite early in the game to be amassing this sort of a medallion collection.
A little bit. I will say the nice thing about medallions and Randomizer is... Oh, that's a nice find, too. The Ice Rod. A little less of a worry about Trinix now. But nice thing about medallions and Randomizer is it helps you clear stuff faster. Especially if you get into rooms that are just horrible to get through.
Yeah, especially Bombos, because that just obliterates the enemies flat out. Ether will get some of them, but most of them will get frozen and get in your way, and Quake's just silly.
Alright. One more check here for Sabo. Gonna check the Ice Rod Cave. And a piece of heart. So let's see what his next move is.
With the flute out, I'm guessing Death Mountain. Oh no, he's just taking a little shortcut to do the water checks.
Oh yes, he does have that flippers, so less of a risk doing this.
And it also means that if there's something good on Zora Ledge, he can actually get it.
That's true. Though Zora's a little de-incentivized to check right now because you don't have 500 rupees.
You say that and watch there be 400 rupees in the Waterfall Cave.
Actually, it would be a little more likely for 600. You got 5 of those 300 packs, but only 1 of the 100. Well, Sabo's gonna go for it. Won't be able to get Zora, but unless he finds those rupees, but we'll be able to get at least 3 other items checked up here.
And he didn't seem to want to check Lake Hylia Island just to see what was there.
Oh! Ouch. He takes a death.
Yeah, that crab is nasty. 3 hearts and a hit.
And here goes take 2.
I was surprised if he had to restart anyway, he didn't take advantage of that to start at Sanctuary and check back of Escape.
Oh. I don't blame them. I just wanted to just try again. Get this out of your mind. Jet skipped Ice Rock. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, speaking of back of escape, Jet's now going to show us whether it's worth checking out.
Oh, man. Get in
Yeah,
there.
you were saying about when medallions would come in handy.
Yeah.
And Sabo not getting the Fisher-Price shield. Jet getting a Fisher-Price shield in a totally different location.
So with that, looks like Sabo's at least going to go check Saharsala, as he gets his map check-in. And Jet is going for the quantity play on Death Mountain. Actually, I'm wrong. Sabo's just going to go straight for Eastern. Going to hold on Saharsala for now. And this is not a friendly dark room. Those are... I don't know the name of the enemy, but they do 2 hearts of damage if you get hit with one of their bombs. And now that Jet's picked up the old man, he has to see this through.
So does the old man die with Jet?
Considering how strong those enemies are, my guess is yes. Now, taking a death there is not so bad. He at least recovers his health that way. But he's got to get through them, and he's got to be careful. Oh, and there was a thief back there, just to add. He's through, and he gets $20. Sabo's going through Eastern. Don't think he's got anything big. I think he got some heart health, but that's it so far. Jet, this is a little risky at 3 hearts.
But there are 11 checks plus however far he can get in Harris, so hopefully there'll be some hearts involved there.
Just a blue rupee, and he's not going to go check the hint. Though Sabo is checking a hint and sees the cash requires the hook shot. And he's out for now. Interesting. I think he got all 3 items in there. So he can just go back in and finish it whenever he wants.
I don't think he got all 3 items in there because I saw the map in one chest.
Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Okay. We can cut Pyramid Fairy out today. And Harris firelocked, so we're not going downstairs.
And I believe with that, Moon Pearl Aga is officially dead.
Yes, it would be. So, Sabo's first with Dark World access, 13 minutes in. Here's our Dark World map check. So, green pendant, Thieves Town, blue pendant, Swamp, and red crystal at Turtle Rock, and that's a mean guard. So
Let's see if Hype has any hype today.
Yeah, it does. That's a hook shot.
Yeah, not much else, but that hook shot is certainly nice at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't really unlock anything new right now since we already had Eastern Death Mountain access, but it's still nice. In hard mode, that's also your only way to stun enemies.
It actually does unlock the back of Swamp Palace because They have the mirror and flippers. They could do all of Swamp if they wanted to.
Oh, you're right. I'm not used to runners having full Swamp access at 15 minutes.
It would be kind of awful if the game is leading them into Pendant Swamp at 15 minutes, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah. I mean, when you've got so much access, you gotta think, does Swamp have something? Unfortunately for Jet, though, Eastern Death Mountain didn't have something.
Well, he got 2 hearts out of the deal, and being at 5 hearts is a lot better than 3 hearts.
So he's heading over to Eastern area. If he goes to Sarsala, he'll get his Boon Pearl. Sabo doing the dig game finds a lamp.
So now Eastern is fully in logic.
But he's going to exchange it and do the checks that Jet already did.
But thanks to this lamp, he should have a much easier time with the old man.
Though seeing what he saw, I don't know if he wanted to see that.
There are some things you just can't unsee.
So Jet is gonna go do this hype cave check. He'll get his hook shot as well, and they'll be able to kill every boss except Trinex at this point. Ooh, Zabel takes death. Won't lose much progress though. Now, I hate to bring this up this early in a seed, but did you notice we can clear all 3 pendant dungeons already?
How about that? Yes, the lamp now means that Tower of Hera is fully open.
So that's also interesting. Is Jet gonna dip Swamp?
I guess he just got the message of, well, the game's giving me all these items for Swamp, maybe it wants me to dip Swamp.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. He's gonna go for Swamp. I mean, when you get a dungeon like this open so early, it is almost like the game's telling you, go here.
And especially with 6 items in it.
Now, just taking a quick stock of what they still do need, though. They will need the bow because they have to clear pod. They'll need the fire... Yeah, they'll need the fire rod. We'll need the Cane of Samaria still. Need Titan's Mitts. Might need Quake. Might need Boots. So actually, they're still quite a bit away from go modes. At least 6 items or so.
I'd be worried if the seed gave them a sub 20-minute go mode.
Oh!
Swamp was required.
Yep, you need that cane. Unfortunately, it's not looking like a pleasant swamp right now. But Jet's gonna keep going. So 5 Heart Greenmail Swamp. Not the worst dungeon, but still not pleasant.
And as opposed to sword upgrades where you can only get up to tempered, but there are still 2 more upgrades in the game, with mail upgrades, there is only 1 mail upgrade in the game, so that could be anywhere, and they may not be finding it anytime soon.
Actually, in hard mode, there are still 2 mail upgrades, but you can only get 1 of them.
I was under the impression that they actually took 1 out.
Nope, they're both still in. You just can only get 1. So Sabo's going to find out the basement is holding the big key. We'll see if he keeps going. And he says yes. So both runners are dipping pendant dungeons. Sabo's going to take an early coffee break as Jet keeps working his way through swamp.
That's something you don't see every day, the ice rod used to take the coffee break.
Jet finds the big key. Not going to check it right away. Now, I don't think we've seen a hint for left side swamp yet. So, if there's items still in here after Jet finishes whatever boss is here, he might go back in and check left.
And this is probably going to be...
It's Lamola's.
Luckily...
Jet going...
Oh, go ahead.
Jet going ice rod strats.
Yeah, I was about to say, luckily they have the ice rod, which for land mode does just as much damage as the fire rod, it's just a little bit slower.
Got a hint in Hera, some cash requires the book. That means one of our 2 tablets will be cash. I believe the tablets are the only thing that's absolutely required for the book. Or for the book to access.
Yeah, I think so.
Sabo just found 2 blue rupees in Hera, not going to go kill the boss. Big chest has bombs. There's also 2 items on the left side.
Yeah, that was probably part of Jet's motivation for going back in, since all the dungeon items were in the first pass. He knows everything else has to have actual items.
Oh my goodness, this left side swamp is mean. Wallmaster, Big Spike, Beetles. Overall, this has felt like a mean Randomizer seed so far, and it's already mean for being hard mode.
Yeah, we should ask them after the race what their vetoes were. I'm wondering what the random settings came up with that this is what they wound up with after 2 vetoes.
I can actually pull that up so I can have access to our group chat. Okay, the vetoes were Swordless by... I think Swordless by sab0tender and Retro by Jet.
So vetoing Retro gave us Randomizer, basically.
Yep.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Well, this is kind of interesting. Sabo is going to dip... Sabo's dipping Swamp as well. He's got a little bit more health than Jet, but basically any advantage Jet would have had from clearing this is going to be canceled out pretty quick.
And it'll be interesting to see whether Sabo just kind of decides, once he gets the cane, oh, that must be the item I was supposed to come in here for. Or if he does the full dive.
Yeah, nothing on left side, but that is our first bottle, so that's a sick kid check that's available.
Based on the tracker, it looks like the runners found a bottle somewhere else that we didn't see.
Oh. Yep. Well, they haven't checked sick kid yet, I know that. Okay, so Jet's recapping the spots that Sabo went through already. Sabo's going through Jet spots. It's kind of while they're doing this, let's take a kind of quick look at where they're at. They can clear Eastern. We still have no desert access. They can't clear Pod yet. Can't finish Skullwoods. Ice Palace is actually fully in logic at this point. Oh, no.
How would they get there without the mitts?
Yep, I realized it as I said it. So everything else there is Titan's mitts locked. So the only dungeons you really can do at this point are Pendant dungeons, except for Eastern. You could dip a few to check part of them, but otherwise you have to do Pendant dungeons.
Though still, at least checking the front of Thieves would seem reasonable. And Jet just found our 3rd shield upgrade on Sick Kid. Which means that if Jet ever does the Zora check, he's just going to see rupees on Zora Ledge.
Yes, he would. You got Jet, he's going to come around, go into Village of Outcasts. See if he does a Skullwoods check as well. Can at least check the front.
Oh, and just to address something in chat, for purposes of this tournament, inverted and Randomizer are actually incompatible settings.
Yeah, they can work together, but for this tournament, we decided to let inverted stand on its own.
Which also means that for this tournament, inverted is incompatible with key sanity or retro.
And yes, that will also hold for brackets. And if anybody plays inverted, it will be just inverted. Oh, nice tempered sword find by Jet. That was a nice little trick with the hook shot. I haven't seen that before.
Me neither.
I think part of the reason we don't usually see this is because there's Gibdos in the way, but not an Randomizer. And that's both items from Swamp, or Skullwoods. So, we're done in here until we got the Fire Rod.
And when we do get it, that means we can also just march straight to Mothula.
Sabo, meanwhile, is continuing through Swamp. Not going to really find anything else in here, but if he finishes it, he'll at least have a pendant. That's a mean roller placement.
And for all that, there was just a piece of heart on Bumper Cave Ledge. And the fish prize is a lowly 1 rupee today. Oh. I'm a bit surprised if Jet was all the way over there that he didn't check Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, it's an interesting check to do. It's a tough one to call. Do you really want to use the time? I think he's trying to keep some out of the way locations. Try to save some time by skipping those for now.
And to be sure, it's a bit of a pain if you don't have the Titan's Mitts and have to take the maze route through the graveyard.
That too. It takes about probably an extra minute if you have to go through that maze.
Sabo not quite getting the 1 cycle on Landmo, but gets a very quick 2 cycle.
So nothing really in Village Outcasts, but we'll see if Jet dips Thieves Town. Looks like he's going to. So this is our other pendant dungeon. It is green pendant, so they could finish it and turn the green pendant in.
Pretty impressive in a defeat Ganon mode when they've dipped 4 dungeons and 3 of them are pendants.
Yeah. The way these pendants are aligned, it almost makes you think, is something on pedestal. But, actually, we don't have that many checks available. We still have some. Like, we could go check Pod, at least most of Pod. We could check a few other dungeons, but we'll see, I guess.
I mean, we could have something evil like Pedestal Bow or Pedestal Mitts.
Pedestal Bow wouldn't be too bad. The only thing that's blocking is Pods. Pedestal Mitts would be actually pretty bad. And Jet's done clearing out the front. Now, in Randomizer, you can go straight to the boss if you want. You don't have to do the usual take blind into the light. Ooh. But you gotta watch out for pokies with green mail.
It looks like Sabo's actually going to dip Pod. I guess it makes sense while he's back here. I would hope that he full clears Eastern while he's here, but if he's taking the trip, might as well see what's in Pod as well.
Let's see if Jet's gonna go right back and give us a boss check. Another land mola.
That's pretty kind of the game, honestly. Oh, and I missed that tempered sword pickup.
Yeah, he got it in Skullwoods. So there's Jet's second pendant.
And... oh, I was about to say Pod is not bow-locked, and then I remembered that in the front of Pod it's only bow-locked in normal because of the gorillas, not because of the statue, so it wouldn't be bow-locked in front in Randomizer, period.
Yep, you can go to the right side right away. Jet coming back in. There's still 2 items in here. Gonna see what they are. Now, back of Thieves Town can sometimes be a scary place.
Yeah, kind of close quarters in a lot of the rooms.
Jet gonna go straight upstairs, not gonna worry about the hint.
And because this is hard mode, there are a lot more trolley hints than we usually see in normal mode. And you can identify the trolley hints by the green lettering in the link image.
There's a 6th heart for Jet. He's probably a little happy to see that. Both runners still on green mail.
And there's the fire rod.
Oh, that is a nice pickup by sab0tender.
So Sabo can do Skull Woods in one trip now, and all bosses are beatable.
If you need that for Skull Woods, you also likely will need that for Turtle Rock. Jet's looking for one more item in Thieves Town. Gonna be in Blind Cell. And unfortunately for Jet, nothing else in Thieves Town.
Does there have to be at least one key in the Firelock chests in Turtle Rock?
I don't think so. I think you can get a key placement where you don't need keys on the right side.
I'm not sure I've ever seen it, but I'm just wondering if it's theoretically possible to get to the Turtle Rock boss without the fire rod.
Theoretically, I think it is, but the key placement has to be pretty precise. You would need a key in the compass chest, a key in the chain chomp chest, the big key in its vanilla spot, a key then, I think, in the big chest. Ooh, nice key pickup for Jet. And then you would also need a key on either Laser Bridge or in the roller chest. So, theory, it's possible to clear Turtle Rock and Randomizer without the fire rod, but the placement is so precise that it rarely, if ever, would happen.
And our runners are finally converging on the same part of the map.
Well, for just a second, Jet's going in as Sabo's leaving.
High five on the entrance steps.
I think Sabble's going to take that fire rod and go straight into Skullwoods, which will get him a tempered sword at least. Assuming he goes for the front before the back. So, Sabble's been in here already, but he only got 2 items. And I think Jet is likely going to full clear this unless it happens to be Trinex at... That was weird. Sorry, he fired the hookshot at that Kuko and killed something. Probably was one of those shadow enemies.
Yeah, that's what I'd guess, just because I didn't see anything else under the cuckoo to be killed.
Yeah, that was just a little weird on the timing. That's all. Yeah, Jet can clear this as long as it isn't a Trinex here. Oh, and Sable is going straight to the back. So he'll likely find the tempered, but he won't find it until after the boss.
And he may wind up wasting time getting the one chest in the back.
Yeah, that too. He'll end up doing a full clear of Skullwoods, most likely. Which isn't that much longer, but gonna take a little extra time that Jet won't be spending. Jet looks like he's gonna save some of his magic by using the lamp on a few of these torches. So that's Sable doing that, not Jet.
Just in case it's Trinex in the back?
Yeah, just in case.
Or Cold Stare, I guess.
Yeah. At some point, if in an Randomizer, you definitely want to go pick up some potions, but neither runner has done that yet. Oh, we got a Cold Stare. And, oh, Sable didn't have enough magic. He looked like he had a full bottle, but he didn't.
Because the use of the lamp took out a tiny bit, which was just enough to deny him 8 fire rod shots.
Yeah, and unfortunately he had Bombo, so if he had used that, he would have been fine. I get using the fire rod because, you know, it's faster, but that's going to cost him time.
But also, with Master Sword, I would use Bombos just to have those fire rod shots to use on the puffballs.
That's unfortunate for Sable. He's going to try again. He knows what he's facing now, at least, so he can plan his magic a little better. Alright, what boss we got in Eastern? Oh, Mothula. Mothula, unfortunately, is very easy in Randomizer.
Yeah, anywhere without his spikes, he's kind of a joke.
And at 44 minutes, that's our first crystal for either runner. This time, oh! Sable got through the shell, but one puff hit and he's down.
Yeah, 7 hearts and green armor, you can't afford to make any mistakes against Cold Stare.
And the worst part about that room is it's smaller than the usual room you fight Cold Stare in because of those spikes. Yeah, he's gonna come back later. Won't hurt him. He'll get to the front. He'll probably see the tempered sword and face palm or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll go back to the back as soon as he gets tempered, or if he just needs a breather and will do something else first.
Well, at this point, once he gets both items, he'll know that there's nothing on that cold stair, so he can wait. And I expect he'll just wait at this point.
No rage slashes, that's something.
No time, unfortunately. Jet's got his fire rod. Now, once we're done in here, we don't have a lot of checks left. We do have Graveyard Ledge. Neither runners checked that. We have Catfish. We have Pyramid.
We have Zora.
We do have Zora.
And Agena.
Yep. But we are running out of spots. Now, if Jet's thinking this through, and chat just brought this up too, yes, if Jet really wants to, he could go up to Hera, finish that, and then go to Skull Woods if he thinks this is a Ped Seed. It's a potential situation. It's potentially an interesting move. He's got the Mire, so it's a pretty quick to get up to Hera as it is. I could see him going for that. I mean, what do you think? As a runner in this situation, would you think about a move like that?
I mean, I'm certainly... I would certainly be starting to think Ped if I had 2 pendants and 1 crystal and was running this low on places to check.
I mean, there is a potential of losing time if Hera has nothing. And the Ped has nothing, but at the same time, we're looking at almost isolated checks at this point. And, I mean, the Ped idea is not any worse than going to any of those isolated spots.
Yeah, what did we count off? Like about 5 checks that aren't Ped?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, without boots, this is tough movement. I could see Jet, since he hasn't checked the Zora area yet, doing Pyramid to Catfish to Zora area. That actually might make a little more sense for him coming out of this. Where's Jet?
Well, and Sabo, since he's already been to Hera, is probably less likely to go back there, since for him it would be just beating Moldorm. Oh, and Sabo takes another death. But yeah, he'd be going there just to beat Moldorm to get the 3rd pendant.
Or whatever's at Moldorm. They both actually, also think about that, they both took the death on the same pokey, so equal. And I was about to say, Jet, you can't go back there, you don't have the bow. You don't need the bow to get in the pod, but you still need the bow to finish pod.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's bow locked in Randomizer.
But yeah, I think Jet's going to do exactly what I was suggesting. He's going to go... He actually might check Hobo to Pyramid, to Catfish, to Zora. And actually, I think we've got the floating... or the Lake Hylia Island, too, that neither runner looked at.
That is true. So maybe if Jet remembers that, he'll swim around in the dark world and then mirror over.
I think it's more likely you go south through the hammer pegs, mirror there, check the ledge quick, then go back if it's nothing. No, he's just going to leave the ledge alone. Now, if Jet does want, he could also loop in Graveyard Ledge with this. A little bit out of the way, but not going to be a better time to check it than now. Or I think there might be maybe an item in the Dark Cross room.
Yeah.
Or has Jet even been in? No, Jet did do this. Sabo's the one who hasn't done the front of escape.
Yeah, but yeah, they've both done the back of escape, I think. So Jet's just going for this one item then.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking the Dark Cross room was just the map, but I guess they got the map in the front.
And a big 20 for his trouble.
Well, over on sab0tender's side, he's done the traditional route of Thieves Town. Now he's going to take on Land Molas. Now, Sabo, unfortunately, his route is isolated a lot more spots. He has to go back for Eastern to finish that for one item. By chance that the pet is needed, he'd have to go back to Hera just to kill the boss. So he's isolated a lot more than Jet has, and that might hurt him.
I'm trying to think if there are any overworld checks that Jet's done that sab0tender hasn't done.
I don't think so. But Sabo's going to give us a new check right now. He's going to go for the Graveyard Ledge, which he's going to find out pretty quick. He's going to take a long way. So, not Catfish. But we're going to get a couple... Jet's going to check these areas that Sabo's already been at. And then we're going to get a check that Sabo had to skip on Zora. But yeah, we are running out of spots. If it's not here or... If it's not here or on Zora, this might be Ped. Oh, well, that's a good find. Either way, that's silver arrows. Only can be used on Ganon, but you'll take them.
Yeah, even with tempered silver is almost a minute faster than tempered silverless.
Alright, and Zora has 10 arrows. So, at this point, it's either Lake Hylia Island, or I think it's Pedestal.
Aegina, don't forget Aegina.
You're right, Aegina. And I think Jet's locked in on the Pedestal idea at this point.
Well, I mean, there's basically a 1 in 3 chance that our progression's on the pedestal at this point. Though the runners don't know that since they both have things they haven't checked that the other has.
Yeah, and unfortunately, if this is Pedestal, it could take Sabo even longer to find out because he's got so many isolated spots to look for.
Yeah, he's now doing Escape from the Back.
No, I also note that I think Jet also skipped Ice Rod Cave, so he hasn't been there yet either. But Ice Rod Cave with Flute is a pretty quick place to get to. Alright, Sabo, what's your move? He might give us a look at Lake Hylia Island. Nope, never mind. He's gonna go turn a green pendant.
Did Sabo ever do the front of escape?
I don't think he has. Oh, Chad also reminded us we've got Spike Cave.
Right, Cape in a bottle puts it in logic.
This is probably our Gina check.
And it's one of those things about hard mode, just to totally not break the game. Cape normally uses magic at twice the normal rate in hard mode, but in Spike Cave it behaves normally just to make sure you can, you know, get through Spike Cave.
Okay, here we go on Agina. No.
So it's Lake Hylia Island or Pedestal.
Or Spike Cave.
Oh, right.
I think Jet will likely check Spike Cave after he's done in here. It's actually a perfect time to check Spike Cave because you just refilled your health and magic. And Sabo's doing his front of escape now, but this will not get him anything. Alright, what boss?
Vanilla.
We don't even get extra eyes. This is literally vanilla.
Yeah, I didn't know two-eyed Moldorm was allowed in Randomizer.
So that's all 3 pendants. My guess is Jet will jump down, check Spike Cave, and then go do Skull Woods and do a ped pull.
Yeah, once you have all 3 pendants, Pedestal is just another item location, so no reason to delay it any further.
Yeah. To answer a question in chat, in Randomizer, one of the things they do just to keep things interesting is they'll randomize the number of eyes Moldorm has, somewhere between 1 and 8.
I'm not sure whether 1's the creepiest or 8's the creepiest.
Okay, hold the ped seed talk. We found the Titan's mitts.
That opens up a lot.
Yeah, that opens up quite a bit. That may have just killed the ped dreams right there.
Yeah, in fact, is it just Bow and maybe Boots or Quake for Go mode?
Yeah. Okay, Sabo's going to give us a check on the island now. We still have not seen this. Okay. That's interesting. Unfortunately, that's pretty much a fetch quest at this point. Because we have our way to access deserts, and we know at least 1 tablet's cache based on a hint. but I think Sabo's thinking that's his progression, and he's going to go for it.
Well, it does get him all of desert, since he hasn't been to Spike Cave.
Yep, it will open desert for him at least.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say all of desert. We still don't know if it's boots locked.
Why is Jet coming this way? And hey, there's a fake piece of heart. Oh, we are boots locked.
So sab0tender is not going to get very far into desert.
Yeah, he's going to get kicked out pretty quick, unless the boots are right here. Well, we get the big key. We can go check the big chest, and then we can actually take out the boss. So technically, desert's boots locked by logic, but if the two items are in the big chest and on the boss, they don't need the boots.
Right, the game just doesn't want to rule out the idea that you would steal the key from the back of desert and then use it on the locked door in the front of desert.
Exactly. So there is at least one item locked on the right side. But Jet can at least get the crystal, so he's going to go ahead and do that right now.
And it's looking like Sabo is as well.
Now, for Sabo, I think if he's aware of the logic, he'll know that whatever is on Land Mola's spot is technically a sequence break. But he'll still check it, of course. Oh, the leg.
Just a few too many enemies on the screen.
Alright, time for another boss. Now, hopefully for Jet this isn't Trinex, or he may not have the magic to do this.
Another two-eyed Moldorm. I mean, what happened to our freak mutants?
I don't know. I think though, if one Moldorm is two-eyed, they're all going to be two-eyed. But he generally gets a map, so that means both items in desert are locked on the right side by boots.
And Sabo's had enough of the lag and is just going to bombos the heck out of them.
But we did catch that Mire is bombos to access, so there's Jet's next stop. And for Sabo, once he finishes this Moldorm, he'll know he has to look elsewhere. Though he'll probably check the tablets next. That book may end up costing him more time. Unless he finds something on a tablet. If he finds boots or bow or something like that on a tablet.
Well, he knows one of the tablets is cash.
Yeah. But if he's also starting to suspect Ped Seed, that might send him back up towards Hera to check that tablet and finish up Hera.
And hopefully he'd do Spike Cave while he's up there.
Exactly. But I think he's going to go for the Bombos tablet first, which makes sense. If you're going to check both tablets, do this one first, then go up the mountain and check the other. And if you get something other than cash on this tablet, you'll know Ether is nothing. But here goes Jet in the Misery Mire. Alright. Front entry of Mire is always bad in Randomizer.
And of course, they don't have the powder to get the bubbles out of the way either.
Yeah. Well, there was the cash tablet. And Sable's climbing the mountain. Now this is good for him if he goes for Spike Cave. He'll get his mitts and get back on track.
Hopefully he realizes Spike Cave's in logic. He even has, you know, a nice bottle of red goo.
Alright. Jet's first chest is a map. Next chest has to be either a small key or a big key based on Mire key logic, I believe. And yeah, the book totally was worth nothing in this one. But it did bring Sable back up here. If he checks Spike Cave, he'll be in good shape.
But first he's going to do the orphaned Moldorm.
And orphaned Moldorm kind of makes it sound sad that we're getting rid of him.
Say that 10 times fast, though. Orphaned Moldorm.
I don't think I can.
Sab0tender has the book out, so he's clearly planning to, you know, read some good night stories to Moldorm when he gets up there.
Yeah, we'll see. But here's his Moldorm fight. Oh, almost gets knocked right off. That would have been a nice hint a while ago.
Yeah, it seems like half the hints are along the lines of, now you tell us.
Alright, Sabo's got his third pendant. Let's hope he goes straight south into Spike Cave.
Looks like it.
Yep. So this is good for him. It'll get him his mitts. Well, so far for Jet, nothing in Mire. There's the miss for Sabo. That opens up a lot for him as well.
And he's still on Death Mountain, so I guess he's going to check Dark Death Mountain, which will also let us know whether we still need to find Quake or not.
Jet's heading now towards the back. I don't know if he found both items. That was one of them. Don't know if he got a second one yet.
I believe the compass chest was 20 rupees.
Okay, then that would be both items. But this is interesting because Ice Palace is also full clearable at this point. Turtle Rock is full clearable if it's not Quake. Yeah, at this point, to beat the seed, I guess we'll know in just a minute. As soon as Sab goes through this portal. Alright, and it's Ether. And actually, Sab can full clear Total Rock right now. As soon as he gets the magic. Not enough magic to use that medallion.
And we now also definitively know it is bow and boots for go mode.
Logically, yes, bow and boots, though the runners at this point only really need the bow. I guess there's always, of course, the 4% chance that GT Bakey's on the torch.
Or that bow is on the right side of Desert Palace.
Oh, that's right. But Jet's taking on a Helmasaur here. Okay, what do we got in Hookshot Cave? There are the boots.
That answers that.
And there's the bow.
Okay, so at 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 49 seconds, sab0tender is in go mode.
Unfortunately for sab0tender, he is still a bit behind Jet in terms of progression. He's essentially 2 dungeons behind right now. But Jet looks like he's climbing Death Mountain. If I'm assuming he's going to find those exact same bow and boots and be in go mode in just a few minutes. And so also that means as much as the seed was pointing towards it, the pedestal is dead.
Not often you see the runners clear all 3 pendant dungeons and then there's nothing on pedestal. And specifically, both runners doing that.
I think they both were resigned to the idea it's a ped seed, and then they pulled Titansmiths in Spike Cave.
Which they couldn't check their first time up because it was a green pendant seed, since that's what the cape was what Sahasrara gave you.
Yeah, that is true. Logically, you did need to clear the green pendant to finish this seed. And logically, you did need to dip into Swamp Palace to get the Cane of Samaria, though you only had to go basically in the front door.
And Tower of Hera, since it's so convenient and short, a lot of runners just go in there anyway.
But there's Jet's boots. There's Jet's bow. He knows he's in go mode.
Only 2 minutes after sab0tender.
Yeah. The only disadvantage for Jet is he doesn't have silver arrows, which are on Graveyard Ledge. But he's got a pretty significant lead at this point.
Do you happen to remember whether the Mire Big Key is in Godmire position?
It's not. It is in the map chest, I believe. Ooh, Sabo got hit by a chain chomp. I think there was a badly placed chain chomp in there.
Yeah, chain chomp hanging out there is not cool.
Yeah, it's in the main room in the chest that you spawn, so it's not a Godmire. You can avoid the left side at least, but... And Sabo, remember, one of the rules of being on these bridges, you never swing your sword.
Yeah, hookshot if you have to stun something. And Jet just learned the same lesson.
I think Jet literally got pushed off. That skull was pushed him off of it. Yeah, this has really not been a kind randomizer. Well, the bosses have been kind, not the enemies.
Okay, Jet now heading downstairs, while sab0tender's heading outside, not surprisingly ignoring Mimic Cave. That piece of heart reminded me they're in go mode and still only have 8 hearts, so with them not opening any chests unnecessarily, they're probably only going to have 9, maybe 10 hearts in green armor by the time they face Ganon. But with a key still in hand, oh no! sab0tender takes a rough death there. I was about to say, with the key still in hand, he can skip the laser bridge and march straight to the boss.
Yeah, again, this has not been a kind placement of enemies. Yeah, as much as these runners are in go mode, it's not a friendly go mode. 8 hearts.
sab0tender taking no chances in using the cape there.
Well, he
and
has
getting
a
the
full
magic
right there. Luckily, no anti-fairy on the bridge today. That can be very unpleasant. And Jet's got to be careful. He sees the chain chomp.
He uses a potion to be safe. And the cape. And Sav was about to show us who the boss here is.
Man, Molas again.
Does seem like one of those seeds where it's just the same couple of bosses the whole way through.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of variety. We saw Mothula Eastern.
Helmasaur in Mire.
Helmasaur in Mire. Landmola's in Thieves Town. Moldorm in Desert and Hera. Swamp was also Landmola's, I think.
Yeah, we've seen 3 Landmos and 2 Moldorms.
That's about as kind as you can get for boss placements.
Other than Armos. Assuming you have the boat.
Yeah. The worst we've seen so far is Cold Stare, which was in the Skull Wood spot.
And we still don't know who's a nicer pod, but Sabo is about to clear out pod and presumably Eastern while he's here.
Jet's gonna do the same.
Except he's already got Eastern, so he just needs to do pod.
Yeah, and as much as it looks like these runners are even, it's important to remember Sabo's got to do both Eastern and Mire. Meanwhile, Jet basically just has 3 Go Mode dungeons to do. In Pod, Skullwoods, and Ice. Well, I mean, Sabo will be able to Go Mode Pod. He can go straight. He'll have to go pick up the big key in Eastern, and he'll have to find the big key in Mire.
But at least Ice should be a nice straight go mode as long as neither of the runners has problems with the bomb jump. Which probably means I just jinxed them.
Now, the one thing I wonder if these runners are going to do at some point is go stock up on some potions. Sabo's got more money than Jet, but in Randomizer, you don't want to really risk going into any of these last bosses without potions.
Especially given the number of times both of these runners have died already.
I mean, Pat, it is hard mode, so potions only have a reduced effect, but they're still valuable to have.
Wow, sequential cutscenes. If you have nothing better to do for half a minute, you can watch that cutscene twice.
Sabo's saying, I don't want to deal with this. Have a bombos.
Gets rid of the lag in a hurry.
Jet doing it traditionally. It's always generally good to keep the magic, just in case. Oh, we got a 4th land Mola.
Wow. And wouldn't it be funny if, like, vanilla Landmos in GT?
There's some potion money, too.
Jet just barely managing to get the 2 cycle.
So Sabo's got to go into Eastern and finish it. Jet, we'll see which way he goes, Skullwoods or Ice first. He's gonna do Ice. Assuming that mini Moldrum lets him. So Go Mode Ice is pretty quick in Link to the in the randomizer. Like, you don't really have to open any chests. You just have to do a bomb jump and you can go straight to the boss.
But the thing is, with this few hearts, you can't afford to miss on the bomb jump.
Oh yeah, Green Mail, you gotta basically nail the bomb jump right away. Alright, Sabo upstairs in Eastern, about to get to the Eastern boss. Jet, hope he gets this bomb jump first try.
There we go.
He is at 2.5 hearts, so he's got to be somewhat careful.
And anti-fairies everywhere.
Anti-fairies everywhere and no powder to use.
In hard mode, powdering an anti-fairy only gives a single heart rather than a fairy, but it's still nice for getting them out of the way.
Alright. Jet's almost at the boss. Are we gonna see any... That's a replacement of that Beamos. So are we gonna see a harder boss down here, or are they gonna get something easy again?
Landmos!
No, it's a vanilla cold stare.
Yes, I think I'll take 3 scoops of vanilla today. That was a pretty awesome cold stare fight. Getting them all stuck in the corner like that.
And that's our 6th crystal. So Jet just has to go take out Cold Stare in Skull Woods. I do wonder if he will go pick up some potions at some point just for safety.
Yeah, even for hard mode, only having 8 hearts at this point is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know if you feel like you're behind, you don't want to go stop for potions, but at the same time, a death in GT is... that is rough if it happens.
Yeah, and I believe a Ganon hug would be insta-death.
It would, but no potion at least is going to help you with that.
That's true. I was just more making the point of, you know, it's really easy to get killed here.
Yeah. Alright, here we are heading into the back of Skull Woods. We already know Cold Stare's back here. And that anti-fairy did not play nice.
Sabo can really not afford to miss the bomb jump. But he
He gets
makes
it first try.
And uses a blue potion.
Alright, time for Cold Stare fight for Jet. Little trickier because of the spikes here. It can't do it exactly as you would in his vanilla room.
At least he had just enough magic to get that Bombos out.
But he has to dance. There is little room to work with here, but he gets it. With that, that's 7 crystals. So I think it's time. Did our bot activate? I don't think our bot worked, but you can. Oh, is Jet gonna give us a pet check? He might be hoping silvers are here. Nope, just bombs. So yeah, unfortunately no bot today, but we can still play the game. So 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. What do you think the Ganon's Tower big key will be? Get your guesses in 1 to 22. Diesel's trying to get our bot working, but I think we might be out of luck today. Sabo picks up his crystal from Ice Palace. He still needs to do Skull Woods and Misery Mire. Oh, there's the bot. We got it up. So, if you are a subscriber to one of the Speed Gaming Networks or have donated 250 bits or more, you're eligible to be entered into the leaderboard. We are going to have to stop it somewhat quick. So hopefully you got your guesses in. So Jet's entering GT as Sabo is going into Mire. First chest a small key, second chest a shovel. Jet's going right. I think it's worth remembering, Jet didn't pick up potions. Or did he? Did he pick up potions?
I don't think so.
So, Jet's running with no safeties. This is going to be interesting. With only green mail, this could be a very interesting climb. Jet's certainly capable of it, but this basically could be something like you see in Expert, minus the Tempered Sword. So there was 3 to 6, no big key.
Without potions and without silvers, he's gonna basically have to use the lamp to light the torches in Ganon and hope for the torch glitch.
Yeah, he doesn't have this is really interesting. He must just feel behind. Because that's the only reason I think you don't go pick up potions. So kind of to update where these runners are, Jet's 11 and 3, Sabo's 6 and 6. Jet's already guaranteed a spot in the brackets. He's trying to get his 12th win to improve his bracket spots. Sabo's still fighting for bracket spots. He's not eliminated or anything with a loss here today, but it'll definitely hurt his chances without it. There goes checks.
Well,
So go ahead.
I just realized, assuming this plays out and Sabo loses, there's actually a pretty good chance of a three-way tie, because you and he will both be 6 and 7 at that point, and Mentos Man's already finished at 7 and 8. So,
yeah, actually, if there is a 50% chance in the group, if Jet wins here, there's a 50% chance of a three-way tiebreaker. We can probably get into the exact after the race, but let's... Yeah, that is a potential... As I said at the start of the race, if you're rooting for a tiebreaker, Jet's the one you want to win. And there's the big key in chess 12? No, it's chess 13.
Well, except that if Sabo somehow comes back and wins this, there's the chance, however small, of the four-way tiebreaker. But yeah, that would be incredibly unlikely.
So because Jet's so low on hearts, he's got to take this carefully. Ooh, this is rough. By the way, so the closest to our guess of 13 was Kits and Pepper with a guess of 12. No one guessed 13. So congrats to them. Yeah, Jet has to take this very slowly. He can't. He can. The little is, he can't afford a death, as Sabo is still in mire. But he probably feels like Sabo's right on his tail right now. Especially after having to clear out all 3 pendant dungeons.
Yeah, and in retrospect, a lot of that was wasted time. It just so happened that both of the runners wasted that time because, as it turned out in Swamp, they could have said, oh, okay, Cane must have been the item I came for, and noped out of the rest of it, and that would have been the correct call. But no way of knowing that at the time.
And here's my theory on why he checked Ped. If silvers were there, it was a quick check. That's the only reason he checked it. He was not checking just to be nice to chat. Sorry, chat, but I think the runners are a little more concerned with other stuff. Yeah, it didn't even, as chat actually points out, it didn't even have to be silvers. Just a bottle, a heart, anything would have... Anything like that could have also just been a nice upgrade. Anyway,
Blue Mail would have been a seriously nice upgrade, and... I mean, maybe Jet will open the 4 chests up here just trying to get something.
I think he will. But we're about to face off against another boss. Who do we get? Room's not changed. Okay, we get a Helmasaur. Sometimes you can get a preview based on the previous room, but not today. Whew, this is a tough one, though, with that fireball firing at Jets. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, again, the lack of health and armor really making a difference here, because if you have more hearts or better armor, you're just like, sure, I can take a few hits, I'm just going to close in. But...
Okay,
and
he's
with
through.
1 heart left.
But he still has to be careful. I don't think bosses stay dead here if you take a death. So he's still got to be very careful climbing. And I'm surprised
that is correct.
Okay.
They do not. He would have to beat Helmasaur again if he dies.
And a death on this climb gives Sabo a chance to catch up. Now, what you might see Jet do here, as he did in that room, is anytime he sees a heart, he'll hookshot it. When you hookshot hearts in this game, there's a small chance for a little glitch that will recover 2 hearts instead. I don't fully understand that one, but it's something that could get him an extra heart if he needs it. Now, he's going to have to use the lamp. Luckily, there's nothing annoying here in where the fire bar... What?
How did that enemy just kind of float, not fall into the pit when he was hit?
I don't know. Oh, but he's... What?
He was knocked into the next room?
I don't know.
I know Randomizer's a little bit glitchy, but that was ridiculous.
Okay, so we're upstairs. Just definitely gonna check these hearts. I was gonna say, a piece of heart could help him get like a health refill. No luck.
sab0tender takes care of Cold Stare, and that'll be his 7th crystal, so... The runners should be in Ganon's tower at the same time.
Man, this is just mean! He's not checking that chest. He's like, I don't want to deal with that. But he gets a nice moth killer to end it. Oh, he's got it. Okay, he's good. Oh, man. But he has to be careful.
Yeah, that last room, or even one wrong step in the Aga 2 fight could be it.
Yeah, he's at a heart. And...
Fortunately, not too crazy enemies in that room.
So this is where if Jet makes a mistake, he's got to be... This gives Sabo a huge chance to take over. I think that was
triple.
Looked like a triple, but I think he only got credit for 2. He's taking this fight very carefully.
Yeah, he only got credit for 2 because he got a double the second time.
And he's through Aga 2. He'll likely leave this, go bonk the tree south of here, get a fairy, and then go into Ganon. He might even mirror and go get potions. It would not surprise me. But that was the worst of it. Jet is now in good shape. He could take a few deaths to Ganon if he... Oh, he's jumping straight in.
I guess anything touches him, he's dead, so...
You let Ganon hug him.
That's one way to do it.
Alright, here's the real fight. Now, that death will desync things in this fight, based on what Sabo will get, but... Yeah, that gives him some hearts back. Oh, he gets perfect placement for phase 2. But he's actually not going to take it. He's going to stay outside the fire ring. Oh, he takes a hit. He's down to heart again.
Yeah, with Green Mail, even at full health, he could only take 1 fire bat hit.
Still not through phase 2. Meanwhile, Sabo's going left, so he'll find the big key somewhat quick. Just through the worst of the Ganon fights.
And he already has the lamp out to be ready to try to get the torch glitch when the time comes.
Yeah. Alright. So first he's gonna go for the torch glitch. He needs it to save the magic. He's got it. 12 spins now. Switching to Fire Rod. He's halfway through. He's in good shape. By the way, to remind chat, silvers were on the graveyard ledge. And down goes Ganon.
Wow, that was really good silverless execution.
Yeah, that was... Just has to cross the bridge. And Jet finishes in first place, official time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 31 seconds.
Get your GGs in chat. Meow, 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 oh my god.
I think that's about how Jet's feeling right now.
He's probably catching his breath.
And we are joined by Jet now. GG, Jet.
Hey, GG's.
Okay, first of all, we have to say, you're a madman.
Yeah. 8 heart, GT, green mail. That wasn't as nice as I was hoping. I was super worried that I was gonna die to Aga too. Like, and just have to redo everything.
Yeah, we noticed just how conservatively you were playing that fight.
Aga was actually nice though. He had some pretty good teleports that I was able to do that. I was worried I'd have to dodge blue balls and it was just gonna be a mess. I'm like, this isn't gonna go well. I'm like, you know what? That actually was sort of generous. But yeah, Helma, I didn't realize like how bad. I'm learning by playing Randomizer so much how bad certain bosses are at certain locations. Like having Helma, so you have the knockback from the hammer, but you also have to dodge the fireballs. That's crazy. The cold stare fight in Skull Woods with a really small arena and green mail with like one hit. Like you touch them once, they do like 4 hearts of damage. That's not pleasant.
sab0tender died twice on that fight.
Man, I'm not surprised. Like, that is rough. I got really close to dying, I think, but then I was able to hit him against the spikes. Like, that's the only positive thing, is that you can hit him against the spikes for, like, insta-kill. But even still, it's such a small arena. And then Lammo everywhere this seed, which was the only nice part.
And the couple of mold worms. That was pretty nice, too.
Yeah, that was... We had a vanilla mold worm. It was good seeing them.
So on the matter of health, you charged into GT without even stopping at the potion shop. What was your thinking there?
Well, I actually was feeling a little behind. It took me so long to get mitts. Then, you know, I went to go full clear dungeons rather than going back up the Turtle Rock, which you know, the bow and boots were right there. So it's like, I wasted some time. I felt like I wasted more time with, like, going to the swamp and full clearing that and Thieves. Like, the only thing that was good was Kane at the front of swamp. Like, that's it. That's all you needed to get from a Pendant dungeon. So, like, I'm just feeling super behind.
Well,
so I'm like, I don't have time for any of this. Just go.
Well, we also did reason that it was logically required to finish Thieves Town to get the cape to get to the mitts.
True. Oh yeah. Okay. I was trying to remember where exactly I got cape. So
yeah, I mean, with 2 bottles, if you had put red potion in both of them, you probably could have gone through that way. But
right.
In terms of logic, you were expected to get the cape.
Yeah. Same thing. I cleared desert before I had boots. I'm like, I'd rather just get the crystal and just hope bow isn't on the right-hand side at the time. But yeah, just getting boots followed quickly. Next item by bow. I'm like, oh, guess I'm in go mode now. But that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm totally behind. If Sabo just decided to go right back to Death Mountain, and that's a great place to be because there were 6 items in the Dark World, 5 plus Mimic Cave in Turtle Rock. I'm like, that was a better place to be. For some reason, I'm like, gotta do Mire Desert because I want to see what the medallion is.
Well, so as it turned out, Sabo hit go mode 2 minutes before you.
Okay.
Also in Hookshot Cave, but because of dying to Cold Stare in Moth's place, he still had to go back there, and his routing overall wasn't as good, so he hadn't even touched Misery Mire at that point. He had actually found the book and gone to Desert that way.
Really?
So,
where was Book?
Lake Hylia Island, which I was really surprised neither of you checked earlier.
I forgot to go back and check that because I did all the water stuff, and then I'm like, I'm pulling pet at this point. Like, I did the water stuff before Mitts. I'm like, well, let's do Hera. That's 2 items, and Spike Cave is 1 more. I completely forgot to check the island because I meant to. I put a mental check, like, make sure you go do this, and then I forgot.
Well, and it worked out for you for all that, just because it turned out to be a false lead. Sabo saw the book, he thought that was his progression, and then discovered he couldn't get anywhere past Desert Palace.
Man, yeah, the Myths is just, that's an awkward location.
Oh no, Sabo takes a death on Mothula. And
yeah, unfortunately,
Go ahead.
I think he's forfeiting here. Yeah.
Yeah, he forfeit after the Mothula death.
Makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna say he decided to get the chest in the room before Mothula there, but in the process got hit by the roller. We noticed you, Jet, decided not to try that because of the roller.
Like, no, that's whatever's in there, it could stay in there. I don't know. I still hugged Mothula and had to do a 1 heart Aga 2, so that wasn't much better. It's just, it's awkward hitboxes. Like, you figure that's an easy, like, Mothula, but he can still do goofy things that he hits you. It's like, Randomizer really, really, like, test you.
So we do have sab0tender in here. GG, sorry about that hit by Moth.
You know, it happened, with the delay and everything. That happened 20 minutes ago, but just watching on the restream, it was just as painful.
Hey, GG, Sabo.
GG's, Jet.
Man, that was a brutal seed. That was like practically expert mode, I think. Except we got tempered. At least there was that.
At least there was that. Yeah, but as I said to you in our little SRL chat there, I hated every minute of this run. It was brutal.
Well, the health was certainly at a premium there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And we cleared a lot, too. If we did the Pendant dungeon. Still didn't get that many hearts. Or never found the blue mail.
Yeah, it's just so weird that, yeah, we basically full cleared as much as we could and still got nothing out of it. Yeah, but my early game was just so bad. I think, I'm sure you guys noticed how terrible the routing decisions were. That really put me in a hole. I think about 45 minutes in, I wanted to just quit right then and there. But I guess, once the Spike Cave play happened, everything kind of moved along a little better, and I was, doing not bad, all considered. Like 8 hearts, green mail. I'm not good enough for that, but I, kind of held my own, I guess, but I was clearly behind at that point.
Those couple of deaths you took to Cold Stare in Skull Woods, the false lead of finding the book on Lake High.
Yeah, when the book showed up, I was like, Sorry. Yeah, when the book showed up there, I thought for sure, that's definitely the next step, and that was just another dead end for me. So, yeah, just not good choices on my part for the first half, which is usually like my stronger suit. I'm usually a little better at the early game and I fall apart at the end. So I decided to flip the script today.
Yeah, you mentioned in chat that you went like right back to Death Mountain. I'm like, you know, I cleared desert, I cleared mire, walking the whole way, and I'm like, finding nothing, of course. Just like, this feels bad. And on top of, you know, clearing all those pendant dungeons, I'm like, I gotta be way behind at this point. I was just expecting you to get that dot done while I was in the middle of GT. I didn't realize how bad GT was at the time, of course. It wasn't until later on where I'm like walking around with the 1 health for most of the tower. I'm like, this is brutal.
Yeah, it was definitely brutal. Like, we pointed out early in this seed that at 20 minutes into the seed, you had the ability to clear all 3 pendant dungeons. So even us here in chat, we're like, this really feels like a pedestal seed.
I was expecting this to be a ped, like, so bad. I'm like, this is what the seed wants us to do. It rolled Ganon, and to see our last one, we did Randomizer. We did the same exact settings, except it was all dungeons and not Ganon. And I'm like, we're still going to basically do all dungeons at this point. Like, this is screaming ped. And I was sort of disappointed it wasn't. And that's, I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to pull silvers or something like, or blue mail, like, out of ped. I mean, I partially did it for the memes and partially for the clutch, like, item. It would have been fun.
We never did find out where the mail upgrades were.
Yeah, and I see, Sabo, you found silvers. I never got silvers. We never found blue mail. It's. Did you check all of Turtle Rock, or did you, like, go mode it?
No, I go moded it, so I didn't do Laser Bridge.
Okay.
The silvers were Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, so I guess blue mail could be Laser Bridge. I didn't do anything in ice, so it could have been ice. I never checked right-hand side desert, so it could have been there. Probably downstairs in GT, because that's where everything goes.
Yeah, right?
I'm really curious, because I think 2 mails are actually in the pool, but you can only collect 1 of them.
Yes, we were having a whole discussion about that during the race. You did manage to find all 3 shield upgrades, for whatever that's worth. Nice. Though, again, only 2 were collectible.
At least we had a shield.
So, just to summarize where things are at, Jet is now 12-3, which gives him... has both clinched brackets even before this race and gives him pretty good seeding for the brackets. sab0tender is now 6-7, as is my co-commentator, Brewers fan JP. And in addition, Mentos Man earlier today finished Group F at 7-8. So, it is entirely possible if sab0tender and JP both split their final matches, we could have a 3-way tie for that second bracket spot.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for both of you guys, so...
Yeah, I basically have updated the potential situations at this point. So yeah, at this point, if either me or Sabo wins both of our last games, we get in cleanly at 8-7. There's no tiebreaker. If we go 1-1, then yes, there's a tiebreaker. The other possibility actually for a tiebreaker is if Chloe wins the last 2 games. That could also force a tiebreaker at 7-8 with Chloe in it.
Right, with Chloe, Mentos Man, whichever one of you and sab0tender wins your head-to-head.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys scheduled that head-to-head yet? By the way, I see that sab0tender versus Chloe is tomorrow afternoon, but I don't know about the rest of your bracket.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that one play out, and
Good call.
We'll schedule it. Because I want to basically schedule these last 2 in the order that would be the most dramatic, just to put it a certain way.
Nice.
But yes, that said, the next race is actually sab0tender versus Chloe at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon Eastern Time on Speed Gaming 2. This is the nightcap for tonight, so that is the next race in this tournament.
Yeah, so more of me. Oh god, that's so embarrassing. So I just want to shout out to you guys, JP and Drossi, for taking care of commentary here, and Mind of Me for doing tracking behind the scenes, and also GG's to Jet. Way to go getting into brackets, man. You're already in, but you know, you really solidified it here, showing that you really are tops, man. So GG's, and good luck going forward.
Thank you. GG's.
And yeah, again, thanks to Mind of Me. Great job being on top of tracking. Thanks to Brewers Fan JP. It was great working with you again.
Yep, good to work with you as well.
And of course, follow our runners, Jet082 and sab0tender, who both did a heck of a lot better than I could have done with 8 hearts and green mail.
Thank you guys for commentating and tracking, and the restream on Speed Gaming. Pretty exciting.
And with that, I think it's time to sign off. Have a good night, and we've got plenty more races tomorrow.
Have a good night, everybody.